It's a no exception. You have a but before I introduce you papa. The winner link na your live for Facebook, Paris TV, dancing away YouTube, Central Paris TV. If winner link na now share, now I like it. Now things so they will comment about the fair. I work calling New Town for Korea. He's none other person than Reverend Emmanuel Owusu-Mensa. Daddy, you have a Baba. Okay. Daddy, I can't Reverend Emmanuel. Who is he?
Reverend Emmanuel is a Present Church of Ghana minister. Review School 2019. I was commissioned to the ministry in 2019. I'm at them so 3 years in ministry now. Okay. 4 years. So now I'm an ordained minister. So my first was posted to Kofodia station. And today I'm at Hope Congregation. So let me say in the ministry, let me say short. The way Emmanuel is now is a Present Church minister at Kofodia now. Okay. Calling it down.
All right. So Daddy, can you brief us a little bit about where you were born, how you were brought up, your education and the rest?
Wow. You need to be short though because you have come a long way.
Okay.
Come a long way. So I was born in a Mim B. Now it's a half origin. Okay. And that's where I schooled all my life. That's where I schooled all my life. I completed and I went to St. James Seminary Secondary at Sunyane. From there I went to University of Mines and Technology. Okay. Completed in 2009. I had my service at Kwame Dance. Okay.
So how was your childhood like? Well, for you be rich, like, and you went through a little bit of hard time.
Yes, not too rich, but let me say they were teachers. So my father was a teacher, and my mom was people teacher. So
okay.
That I'm preacher and said but my father was teaching at the secondary school. Okay. But so we just normal like that, and not too rich, but at least what you get, you force it.
Okay. Yeah. So what were some of the challenges that you went through growing up?
Yeah, the challenges. So the biggest challenge was that we had to move from the secondary school to our own place. Maybe a young person. My father had to go for further education. So I can remember when I was around 3, at primary 3. Okay. So moved from the secondary school to our own house, and it was let me say at the outskirts of the school. Secondary school, we are more land cashier into quantity, well food, that kind of thing. So I create quantity only for to be now. But the only challenge we had was that there was no light. So from P3 till I computer university, I use them. Let me see. No book say, but they had this shade here, lantern. Yeah. And then we used to be in university from that time to 2008. And look, I'm seeing there. And my father died. My biggest challenge, my father died when I was about to write my BEC. Okay. He was a minister, president minister, posted, and he was posted in August and died in December. That was just 3 months. I was about to write my exams in May. That was my greatest challenge. But grace, we were able to pass.
Okay. So your childhood, were your parents Christians? Did you know Christ?
Yes.
I want to know the church that you attended.
From childhood?
Yes, from childhood.
So, quick, my parents were all Presbyterians. So, father, mother were all Presbyterians. So, you know, I Presby from. So, you know, I did to Presby. Morning devotion before you eat. Sometimes, one year you have to go back and do your own before you come. That was the training we had. So, for that one, and on the Sundays you go for children's service. Because my father was actually a children's service teacher. she'll go with him in the morning. Then you come home. Actually, I know your corner. Then 9 you come home. Then the second, then the outdoor service will start at 9. Then we will come home. So actually, purely from a Christian home.
Yeah. So that means your parents introduced you to Jesus.
That is fine. Okay, that is it. But there got a time where I had to say that yes, this time I'm a Christian.
All right. So when did you realize that? Okay, what did you say? Why are Christian?
That's good. Let me say this one. What I love about my mom was that the morning devotions, like our home was far from the church.
Okay.
We walk like about 30 minutes. And my mom would go for morning devotions and come and meet us. It was far. We were young, so very far. But what made me, and I realized that in the morning, sometimes I'll go to my mom's window around 5, and she will mention our names, like Emmanuel, you mention all my, you mention our names. Yeah. But then from the childhood, actually, I was going to church. I was a drummer, so I used to play drums, but I was not seriously at church. Yes. About drums, I answered, I know piano. When it's about to preach, you're outside, but when it's offering, you come inside. So I was not really attentive so much.
Okay.
I want to go to university 2006. Yeah. We in our church we have something we call confirmation. Yeah. So when you are around 18, 15 years after baptism, before you are being accepted as an adult in the church, you be confirmed. That's why we teach you the things of the church. Baptism, talking about the Holy Ghost baptism, talking about why you are a Christian. Very rich material. So on the last day before we went to church Sunday to actually confirm us, I couldn't just hold myself, so I had to cry. So on the 1st of January 2006, I gave my life to God. 2006. Right. First year in university.
So what exactly did you see? Let me give my life to God.
So there's a phrase teachings in him. There's like so I couldn't say. So when you go to that point, I realized that how do I say it? Because I was so because it means that it was to other I will quit and not come on the Sunday because that phrase was so big for me. So heavy that I will say that I will not sin again. Because me we ama aye owi ayao me boni aye owi ayao ama Christo. Out of my sins, Christ has come to die. This kind of painful, shameless like that, so shameful death. So how do I say it and go back to sin? So that night it was amazing for me. So the Sunday I couldn't say it. So I cried when they were saying that I was crying, and from that day I said that I can't say and go back. So that was the phrase that I had to give myself.
Okay. Yeah. So can you tell us about your calling into the pastoral ministry?
So in the pastoral ministry, it was so great that God finds a way of calling people. Yeah. So actually I got admission at Maritime Academy. Port and Shipping Administration. So I was there when. So I was so much happy because they said you only go, we paid all. So I was very happy. But they had to. When I was doing my medicals, that I had a call from my family that because actually my father actually the family members were really helping us, and I just thank them on this TV. I want to just thank my family, those members of my family. They are quite very good people. They gather money and send us to school.
That's good.
So even my father died, nobody. I have 5 kids. No, I'm the last one. Okay. We have 5. Nobody was successful from 2011. I never saw. We all competed. And so they called me that I have to come. They have gotten a school for me at Afua. So when I come to buy food for me. So I agreed that my father, my uncle was administrator there. Francis, God bless you so much. So he called me, so I went to Afua. That is where I had to continue my education. So when I got there, 26, when I became a Christian first year, I don't know what happened, but in the second year, I became a coordinator to schools. Okay. So actually, I began to get more involved. And I used to play conca well, so I have to go to because I have to play conca, and I was very good, so they loved it. So I used to go every day. And what he told me that I can't wear slippers, I have to wear shoe and tie.
Okay.
So then I had to go to church. So I went to church. So the third year, I became the vice.
Okay.
Actually, after 2 years of being a Christian. So I had to force and learn because as a vice, I have to teach. I don't know the Bible, so I had to force. And the fourth year, I became the president. So in 4 years, I had to learn faster. And by grace, the fourth year. So when I was about to complete, I had the voice, the clear voice. But in 5 years, I'll go to it. So even though I got job to work as I'm a geological engineer, I worked as a geological engineer, but I knew that in 5 years I'll come. But how God brought me to see it. 2011, I was taking like $1,000. So you can imagine this time if you multiply. I don't know. But then God had to stop me away so that I don't get contract. So that I'll come home. When I was being paid 300 Ghana cedis, my brother, selling yogurt. So in that case, when I was about to get married, I got 3 months contract for 50,000. But I didn't get contract again. So I realized that the time was up. When I calculated, it was 5 years. And I had to start the process. And 5 years, I got into ministry.
So where did you start your ministry?
Okay, so in our church, you can be a lay, let me say, you can do ministry, but to be a lay, you can be a pastor because you'll be with the helping other, maybe the Bible studies, with the prayer wing, with other things. So, I didn't say, as I said, Nubji was, in the school was the Nubji, so it was the Presbyterian wing. Students who were Presbyterians who were there, so we got ourselves. So that's where actually the thing started. Even though I was church, I was part of the YPG, that's the Young Adult Fellowship. But that's where I really started ministry. So I came back to church, and after school, part of them, the Bible study and prayer group, prayer tower. So I was really with them so serious. So that's where in Kumasi, I did Presbyterian church at IDS. That's where I really got a call, and I had to write the exams. So in our church, you have to write exams, and you need to go about 4 interviews. I had to pass. That's where. So I got into Trinity, that's our seminary in 2016. And I completed in 2019.
So how did you know that you were truly called?
So as I said, before I completed the university, even though I knew I work in the mine, but I knew it was 5 years. After 5 years, I will come back to it. Let me say, I really had, there were a lot of prophetic calls. Any program I go, they will call you. It's like they are so convinced. I remember that in 2 occasions, they were doing anointing service. They stopped and they poured all the oil on me. They poured all the oil on me. It happened to me twice in a church. So I realized that, but not even that way, but me myself, I had in my mind. Like I had the conviction that after 5 years, I will come to ministry. So it was an inner conviction which I knew. But God used that stopping of contract to alert me that, but I knew that after 5 years I will go back to ministry. So that one day, it was an inner conviction and a call that I knew. So I had no problem with the shifting from dollars to
cities. All right, Daddy. They come ministry. What is it?
So you talk about ministry, people talk about them. It's service.
Okay.
So service. So you're minister. So you are serving. So it's not about me being a pastor that I'm doing ministry. So all of us are doing ministry.
Yeah. so what sin did you really struggle with, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, why? What do I say? Actually, because when you have this kind of a background where you are being trained in that line, yet that you are not serious with God, but sometimes you find a way. But then one thing I think I remember is about pornography. Because I went to a boys' school, so boys' school. It's normal. No, not normal per se, but I just want to. I went to boys' school sometimes, Yeah. That was a little challenge we had when we were growing up. When we went to boys' school, I went to school. But that's the way. But when we go to Christianity, we have to try and put aside. But that was which some guys become. Sometimes when you get a stage, it gets to me. But we pray so much. But so I said because we're that kind of from the Christian home. Yeah. Almost every day there's a word, there is a song for you, there's a word. So you are shaping every day. But when we left home, I went to school, we tried to get into pornography small, but You have to come back by prayer.
So, how did you overcome it?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's one thing that I really tell myself that it's your mind. Christianity is the mind. It's the mindset. No matter how I prayed sometimes, no matter how you go to church, you come back and still sometimes you do it. Not because I'm not praying now. Because you have not made your mind to stop. Your mind is your will. Your mind has fit here. If you say that today, in Ghana, I'll prosper in Ghana, you'll prosper in Ghana. Yeah. If you make money, you will not prosper here. If you give it 500 billion, you can't prosper. You have to go outside. So when you make a mind that, no, I will stop this, and you begin to pray about it, you stop. But if you pray, if you give it, you add oil or whatever, it is not your mindset. You will never stop. Why you really need a mind that you must go.
So you tuned up your mind to stop.
Okay. And I had a prayer.
Okay, all right.
The prayer that I had about I wanted that what helped me more is that I decided that this thing will not go with me. Even I was praying. But that one was the fueling issue. And the one and more because of the mindset. Because I was praying, I was fasting, but you still keep going. But when I made that, this thing must stop. The prayer helped me so much.
All right. So can you tell us your major role in the kingdom business?
Yeah. As of now.
Yeah.
As of now.
Yeah.
So, I'm a pastor, but one thing my gifts actually, my calling, one is prayer.
Okay.
It's prayer. So when you get close to me, you will pray.
Oh, okay.
And I like more of winning souls. So everywhere I'll get like I will have to win souls. That is it. So you remember that I did geological engineering, so I got to realize that on the things that the school that we go and the process we go through is all shaping us for a ministry. Because geology is to search for precious minerals in the earth. So I went to Mauritania, I was searching for gold, I was searching for uranium. But I realized that it was for me to learn how. So for how to get gold, when I get the process, you have to take about 5 years or 6 years before you can see a mine. Small, with small. So I realized that then God showed me how to search for precious souls. So actually, soul winning and prayer is one of the key things I do. Very key.
So how do you win the soul? Because I know there are some people you try to tell them about God and then they will start telling you a whole lot of things. So how do you do it?
Okay, fine, that's good. I've come to realize that some giftings are giftings. People calling people to Christ, it might not be difficult for them, but they cannot prophesy. No matter how pride I want to prophesy, God will give you. Your eyes should never open. So now, as I came for 3 years, by grace of God, we have stopped the church. We established about 3 churches. So I realize that it's something that I find it easy. I find it. So even though we call people, yes, one important you have to have the follow up is very important. Where you do follow ups after telling people about Christ, you do follow up. You let them know why they should be in Christ. You go to their church, their houses, you find out. But when it's a calling, it's done easy. Yeah. You know something? We have to plant a church at Konokodi. Do you know Konokodi? Have you heard of Konokodi? No. Kofodia, Agata Mate.
Oh, okay.
The railways, you know that. It's more like you find more drugs around the place. So we want to establish it. But it was difficult because when you go there, you speak, they will not hear. But then they came that let us start a children's service. Now we have only children's service as a church. But if that does not come to you, you struggle with them, the grown-ups. So these kids will grow and they become grown-ups. So if it's a calling, sometimes God will just give you a direction quickly. But somebody might not get that call, that direction because it might not be of you. Yeah. It is easy for me.
All right. So was there some instance that your faith was tested in any way? You want to know?
Yeah, I would say that a couple of times. I could really say that my faith was tested. But in all, God was good.
So what really makes it to happen?
So according to my wife and I married them. Okay. I got a time where I knew that we were together or married, but I realized that for some time. When you talk to her, she's not really responding as she's supposed to respond. I was so because it was not gradual. So when it's gradual, but it just came like boom.
Yeah.
Then I said, wow, then why? Let me pray to God and see. So for 1 year, for 1 good year, on Sundays, 2009, 2010, every Sunday, I fast from 6 to 6. From 4 to 6, I pray. 1 year, full year, my service. And after I completed my service, I don't know where it came from, but then he just came and said, wow, we want to get together. And I realized that God was showing me that prayer works. It is full 1 year, 4 to 6. I could remember. I said prayer every day. And that was one. And the two was talking about my job. When God had to change my job from this kind of money to this, I was so why. But when I was going to marry, I prayed. I was so confused. But within 3 months, I had the money, and I go to the shop, and I rented a room, and one day, I bought everything: chairs, TV, fridge, in 1 day. And I knew that God is really alive.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really thought that God was alive.
So aside all the jobs in this world, why did you choose to be a pastor?
I don't know if I've not been a pastor. I don't think I will surely live well on this earth. Seriously, I will have a challenge on it.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about mommy. How did you meet her? Where did you meet her? Yeah.
So me, I'm a dancing prophet. So one thing you know me that I dance in pool.
Okay.
Like a church, I don't. So wherever I go, you tell Papa now son. So in the university I went to church. I had operation on my knee, so no, my toe, the big toe. So I went to church. So I couldn't come for the normal vacation. So I had to stay at Afua, and I went to church. So they were doing offering. So we are offering. So the offering, what they were doing is that the ladies will go and the men will go. But fortunately for me, he was the first person with the lady. I was the first person leading the men because we are the backseat. So when you have to go, we are the first people. Yeah. So we had to meet where we were putting in the offering bowl. Okay. When they put the offering, we come. So we're still dancing, and the woman came and said, "Wow, for the men, the dancing, you are the champion."
The women.
Yeah, you are the champion. So we had to talk together before we realized we got into a relationship.
Right. So how have you been able to manage your home till now?
Wow, that's a good question. Because adding up is not easy. I just thank God that I had a woman who is a woman of faith. So she's really a good Christian. That's really helped me in ministry. Very prayerful, very prophetic. So that is how it has helped me. Because when I started the ministry, schooling, I had to go to school. You leave your job and go. So leave my kids in the house. What we do is that we had, before we married, we were doing that kind of morning devotion, 5 to 6 prayer before we married. It has been part of our life. So try to get up in the morning to pray, which is part of us. So it has been part. So when I'm not even there with the kids, sometimes we pray together, we together. So that's really helping me. Because even I'm not around, he's able to keep the kids. And me as well, I like cooking. I'm a last born, so I can cook and I can wash. For house chores, I'm good at them. So whether you're there or not, we can gather together, wash together. So one, because she's a Christian, that's really helped me. And that's helped me so much with building the family. So my kids, if I'm not there, they're able to do it. But if I'm there, even though they are young, they can't hear. But when we finish, we hold our hands and we share the grace together. And that is really helping them.
Right. So I would like to know, is it really important to get married before you are ordained, or you should be ordained before you get married?
For me, it is good to marry before. Some of us, we are too young to face temptation. And I think you don't joke with certain things. That is it. But some people are so strong they can. But generally, I think that it'd be very prudent that they get married before they get to ministry. Because some of us, we are too young. So it's not a temptation. it's not easy to overcome. Easy to overcome. So, yes, sir. Or partner, when you go one, when somebody you are married, some approach no come. So that one is what. Now, Mumuna, Osha wants to say, on call back. They are not so better.
Okay. It's the time for the set, the cool school that I can't read and write, but I've realized then I'm your friend. May I then make this for my time Bible? So how can I cope with that?
God. That's great. That's great. Actually, it becomes maybe a one like let me say one man church. Whether you read or write, you can open your church. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But then for some of the churches, you have to, like me, you have to go through examination. You have to. It's not any exam. And 3 S's in 1 hour. And you have to go through interviews with certificate. And you have to go scholar. You can't. Because nowadays the church and so people don't also know a common so at least you just want with me here. But so I would say that for some of our churches it might be a little bit difficult. But you don't have to forget the word is the parish. The world is the church. So the church is not in the pulpit. The whole Bible. Now went to me in Kenya. Went to me, let me say like went to me we are school can say about me. Whenever you meet anybody you speak Christ. That's your church. Indeed, the beyond the people we have got in church. So I told the lady that my I said them when you're preaching, I'm saying, that's your mistake. Your church might be outside there. And now he's outside doing donations, preaching everything. So not only the pulpit, because you can't get everybody into the pulpit. But those outside there, or Kamu, or Bonte, or FM station, or community centers, that is a church. Do that church, and that is all.
Okay, so how do you balance the needs of your family, yourself, and that of your congregation?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
All right.
So I began church. I went to just 7:30, and I'm here.
Okay.
And sometimes you wake up in the morning and you go forget out, go to home. Your food is you can eat it because you have to just get something like this. So it is not easy, but because you take the job. So what sometimes I do that you get up in the morning, you try to see where you'll be passing, try to do some little small, but I'll pass it. Even the minister, sometimes they can call you unaware that something's happening, you have to come, you have to go. But we manage it because of that kind of timings. You know? I know I'll be here today, I'll be here at this time, I plan to be there, I plan to be here. But sometimes it changes. Yeah. Because the people that you are shepherding might call you for something, and you have to leave your own. So it has not been easy. But because of how me and Casa be a number for me on a woman. Once because my wife said, "Why feel me so much now? Yeah, can me say me kwa, can me say me yes, can me say me something." And now I use my phone a lot. Okay. I go to the kind of calendar, then I put in there. Today I'll go here. Okay. So alarm. And the calendar here. You super. And yes, before I realized that.
All right, that your comments, Kakawa. If we are here, Reverend Stephen Odru was enjoying the program. And Reverend Evans Agbenyega, have you ever faced a situation where your faith was really tested? So that's the question. Yes, so for person.
Yes, okay. I really, I was trying to get that one. Okay, so another one that, okay, let me get it back. My wife had to undergo operation. Okay. So I told myself that, okay, I will not let anybody come. Family for not be a marrow. But I know the God I serve. And so let me see. So they told me who will come and sign me. Obenewaa. I told them they should go. Obenewaa, they should take care. So, and I stood down. And I believe God because so why was that operation? Because when I married, after marriage, no more than mine and this kind of this parcels. Yeah. We went home and we picked the parcels and God said we shouldn't touch the parcels. Okay. So we fasted through this. But I didn't want to see the parcel. So when I was bringing the parcel, I realized that it was no good for me to pick. But I told myself that I fasted so I can take the parcel. So I began to open the parcel. But my wife touched the parcel. Okay. automatically she was not of herself again. I said, yeah, why you bastard? And from that day, I said, no, for like, why you bastard? And from that day, I said, oh, I was on your fibre. Just not complain about somebody for. So that's where I was so confused. For about 3 months, we are not getting like no seed, about 6 months, no seed, and people, I was mad. What is happening? Because somebody told me that if you want to get pregnant, it's better to bust. Yes, you understand that one. When you can bust, yes. Why bust? Yeah. Oh, I want to me when you do so. Yes, so pregnant wife and son, why? Let me see me, yes, sir. Okay. I said, wow. Then I can't me because 6 months. When me hearing you, so I realized the tenor fry board now. From that we need touch you know, that's what they never. So we have to take the operation. We have to take the fry board now. By the grace of God, we have to pray so much. Lord,
all right. All right. Another question: what has been your greatest Reverend Ivan what has been your greatest challenge in life and on ministry?
Greatest challenge in life. Yeah, so I'll say that the one of the greatest challenge in life. Actually, I knew that I'll go to ministry. At a point where I had to enter, it still was a challenge for me. But I should still continue because that time money, people were taking $5,000, $8,000. And either I go back, find work,